What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the next video on learning PHP object oriented programming. My name is QDS Dani and you guys watching my channel Crywood. Alright, so in this video we're going to see the inheritance in PHP. So we're going to see what is inheritance, and we're going to see the base class, then we're going to see the derived class, then we're going to see that how in PHP if we can inherit one class or multiple classes. So we're going to start our video with inheritance, and at the end of this video you guys gonna have a very good understanding of what is inheritance in PHP and how we're going to implement inheritance in PHP. Understanding of inheritance is an essential part of being a very good programmer in PHP, because you guys need it all the time. So you guys don't assume that even if you guys don't know inheritance, you guys can get away with PHP. You cannot get away with it if you don't understand inheritance in the PHP. Then you cannot implement the security classes, the login classes with the register classes. So you guys need to create a security class, and I'm gonna explain to you guys later on. Then you guys need to implement, say for example, class login is going to take from the base class, which is security class. So to implement the idea of code reusability, we need to learn the process of acquiring the properties of objects of one class, which we're going to say is, for example, the parent class, using the objects of another class, which we're going to say, for example, the derived class, our child class. So inheritance is a process of deriving one class from a base class. Or for example, as I said to you guys, that's a parent class and the derived class, and we can say this derived class as a child class. So in simple words, we're going to say that inheritance supports the flow of information in a hierarchical way to the derived objects, so that along with the inherited properties, the derived class can add its own properties. Again, such a derived class can be inherited by another, and so on. We can make it, we can think it's just like a tree, like hierarchical. Bundle data and actions can be reused in an organized manner to add an additional features to the derived class. Okay, so in C++, if you're gonna come out Java, we say that this one is a super class, our subclass. In C++, we're gonna say that one is a base class, and that the child class, we're going to say that the derived class. That's exactly like a PHP. And for example, we say class, that's in C++, that's not in Java. Keep in mind, we're going to say class. For example, we're going to say class parent. For example, we're going to say class father. So that's a class father. Then we have another class. We have a class mother. So that's class mother. We have two base classes. So keep in mind, class father and the class mothers are two base classes in C++. So now we're going to come here and we're going to put class child, then put a colon, then we put a public, our private or protected, we put a father, and we put a public, we say mother. If you want to find out more about the C++, how the class inheritance works, you guys can, you're more than welcome to go and check my C++, the object-oriented programming, how the C++ implements the class inheritance. But keep in mind that Java and PHP can only inherit one class. So as a case of C++, we have a class father, our base class, then we have a class mother, our base class, then class child can inherit, say for example, from public father, public mother. Why we put a public? Because class father have a public properties here, our public members, and class mother also have a public, private or protected. So the class child can inherit everything from the class father and everything from the class mother, whatever the public members are, except the private ones. So you cannot inherit the private ones, but that's a different story. If you guys want to find out more, you can go and watch my C++ OOP about the object-oriented programming in C++, and you can watch the inheritance. So I don't want to confuse you now with the C++. As I said, Java and PHP can only inherit one class. So as I said, that PHP you can only inherit one class. Say for example, we'll have a class vehicle, and class vehicle has lots of attributes. So for example, it has a make, model, color, number of wheels, engine number, serial number, registration number, whatever you guys can think of vehicle. And then we have another class, for example, class truck, our class bus, our class car. Then we put extends vehicle. So now this class vehicle, as we said about the attributes, we said that it's going to have a make, model, color, number of wheels, and engine number, registration number, serial number, whatever you can think of inside the class vehicle. Then the class car, our truck, our bus, whatever, can inherit all the goodness of this class, which is going to be the parent class. In other words, we say that our derived class. Keep in mind the parent word is reserved in the PHP, so you cannot use this one. If you kind of come here and use the reserved word, then we're going to get error. So we cannot use the reserved word. For example, in the case of child, parent or child is a reserved word. If you use this one, the PHP is going to give you error. Alright, so as we said, now this is class hierarchy. Very good. As I said just before, if you have a class, for example, security, and you want to implement all the security, hashing, encryption, whatever you guys want to put it here, you can put a class security. And because as I said at the beginning of this video, the code reusability, because we're gonna make a function, and for the security we are not going to write it again and again and again, because we're only going to write once all our hashings, all our security, all our malware protection, whatever we're going to write. And then we're going to come here and put a class, for example, register extends security. Okay, so now the class register gonna get all the whatever the properties and methods that we implemented here. The class register is going to get it. So the class register is going to be super strong, and it's going to be very strong security wise, and it's going to be it's going to get all the goodness of this class security that we have implemented. Or we can come here and put a class login, for example. You don't have to put a register, you can use it class login. So we've created one class, which is the base class security, and we are using again and again and again in our program. How cool is this? This is called class hierarchy, because we're going to create one class and we're going to use it again in every class, other class, wherever is needed. So this is called class hierarchy in programming, and this is called code reusability in a PHP. So now we're gonna, for example, we're gonna come here and we're gonna put a class, for example, base class. You can use it any other class, as up to you. You can use it first class, or you can use it second class. So this base class have for example, properties, and it has a methods, and it has a constructor, destructor, whatever you guys want to put it. And now we're going to have another class, which is going to be class, for example, derived class extends base class. So now whatever you guys going to put it, all the base properties, our methods, whatever, this class gonna inherit. And we're gonna show you guys how. Say for example, we have a public, for example, about the properties, we're gonna put a public. And for example, about the properties, we're gonna say public. And we're gonna say for example, base property. keep in mind I'm just making this up so you guys understand this one, but in real world programming you guys don't do this. You can put whatever class it reflects about your programming needs. You do not put a base class or derived class, otherwise you're going to make everyone confused. So the reason I'm putting this one is that you guys understand this. I can put here a class vehicle, or I can put here class trucks or buses, which I'm going to do in the future videos. But for now, you guys need to understand the class hierarchy in PHP, how we're going to use the objects of say this class, for example, how we're going to use these different classes with each other. So public base property, we're going to initialize it, says I am from base property. Then we're going to come here and we put a function base method, for example. So if you're confused, we say why we have a why this guy, why Yazdani called this a function is a method, because if the function is outside the class, we call it function, but when it comes inside the class, see this one is the class body, this is the class block, our body, we call this one as a method. So now this is not a function, but it's a method, even though in PHP we use the keyword of function, but it's still, because it's inside the class, because now this becomes a method. If it's outside the class, we call it function. And now we're going to put this class going to echo only function, and the function is echo I am from base method. Okay, so now the first one is going to initialize it, I am from the base property, and the second guy here I'm going to put I am from base method. Okay, so now we're gonna the second one, if you observe here, this class has nothing to offer. This class has nothing to offer except this one is going to extend from the base class. Just like real world, we as a human, we have a parent, we inherit all our DNA, all our cells, DNA, eye color, or hair color, body color, whatever, skin color, from our parents, and we don't even ask for that. It comes in automatically. So inside us, inside, if you look inside nature, if you look in all the animals, say for example zebra, the parents got a say pattern. They look at the giraffe and everything. All these animals that have a pattern, the children gets exactly the same pattern. Not exactly the same, they're totally different, little bit, just like a fingerprints. Say our parents has a fingerprints, we get a different, we got the same, we got a fingerprints, but not exactly like our parents, but we got little bit of variations. So there is a difference. Say for example, if a parent, they have 5 kids, so the 5 kids going to get a fingerprint, but they're going to get different variation, different patterns. So but they're going to get a fingerprint, that's for sure, because they're going to inherit from the parents. Say for example, the eye color, or the height, and our the hair color, and the skin color, they can inherit from the parents. Okay, so that's the real world example, but this in our case, because we have a base class and we have a derived class, so the derived class extends because we're going to inherit from the base class. So what we're going to inherit, we're going to inherit the base property, and we're going to inherit the base method. So now we're going to come in instantiate, and we're going to put my object obj equal to new derived class. And keep in mind, I'm not going to instantiate this class. Once I instantiate this class, it's going to be enough for me. So it's killing with two birds with one stone. Once you guys do this one, it's automatically you're going to access this one, because this class extends this class. So now I'm going to put on my obj, and we put for example, base property. I'm going to access the base property, and I'm going to put a base method. For example, say we put a my obj, I'm going to put a base method. How cool is this? So now even we instantiated class, derived class, this guy here, but we are trying to access the base property which resides inside the base class and the base method. That's what we're gonna, and we want to see this display, this one and this one, and we're gonna save, and we're gonna go there in our PHP OOP, and we're gonna see the inheritance because that's the name of the file, and we're gonna refresh this one. We're gonna see inheritance, and I'm from the base method. Alright, so now you guys might be thinking, but we have the base property as well. This guy here, why didn't? Because we didn't put echo. If you guys wanna to show that one, you guys need to put echo. So we're gonna come, and now you can look, guys gonna look. But if you guys want, we can come here and we can put echo break. So once we put echo break, it's gonna break. It's gonna say I am from the base property, which is this guy here. I'm from the base property, and this one's gonna from the base method. I'm from the base method. But now if you guys looking, the beauty of this one is that this class derived class which we instantiate here, it doesn't have anything inside. It has nothing inside. It has no properties. So no properties and no method, no methods, method or methods. It has nothing. But the only ones we are accessing that we instantiating this one. We are not instantiating the base class. We instantiating this one, and this gonna extend the base class, which is this one here. And through the objects of this guy here, we're gonna access the base property, which is this guy here, and we're gonna access the base method, which is this guy here. So this is the idea of inheritance in PHP. That's how the inheritance works inside the PHP. This is just one small example, but we can see in future videos we're going to say for example class human, our class vehicles, our class school, our college, education. Say for example we can make class education, and we can make a class university. So the class university or the class school, primary school, whatever, secondary school, gonna inherit of whatever the university has to offer, all the goodness whatever the university has to offer. And once we become advanced, we're going to go and create class security, and then we're going to create a class login, our class connection, our the class register, and we're going to create inherit from the class security. So this is called class hierarchy in programming, in PHP, in all the programming languages such as say for example C++, Java, every other programming language. This is called class hierarchy because the classes are extending each other. And keep in mind that PHP, you can only inherit one class, not unlike C++, we can inherit multiple classes. Alright guys, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe my channel Croywood. If you guys have any question or comment, leave in the comment box. Otherwise I'll see you guys in the next video, and bye.